now the Dodgers World Series has been won. The question now is which Dodgers will be back? We've got 10 Dodgers that will not be back with the team to try to three-peat. Also, Rob Pelinka was cooking with gas this offseason. The Lakers, one of the surprise teams in the NBA. We'll look ahead to the NFC West showdown between the Rams and the 49ers. And also the top 10 best, most famous LA athletes right now. That's coming up next on the LA Sports Report.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go. The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, and welcome to another episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. I cover all LA sports. I've covered LA sports for over a decade, 24/7 Sports, Bleach Report, Dodgers Nation, Locked On Rams. I do NFL radio for Westwood One, and now this is the LA Sports Report. This is something we've been working on for months now. That is the one-stop shop. Everything you need to know about all things LA sports in less than an hour. You'll get a lot of Dodgers here, lots of Lakers, Rams, Chargers, USC, UCLA, LAFC. I was at the Kings games last night, right? Go Kings, go. Go Kings, go. So you're going to find it right here. So if this is your first time watching the show, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit that like button for all of your favorite LA teams. But, of course, the hottest on the street still is the talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers. And earlier today, I interviewed World Series hero, Dodgers legend, Miguel Rojas. And Miguel Rojas said a lot of awesome interesting things during his interview. And what really was the big takeaway for me is this guy absolutely 100% bleeds Dodger blue. He wants to finish his career in LA. I asked Miggy, I said, hey, are you one of those guys who is I'm going to finish my career only with the Dodgers type of guys, where even if he got a contract from another team, would he be willing to sign that contract, or would he hold out for the Dodgers? The impression I got is that he wants to finish his career in LA with the Dodgers. And it got me thinking, which other guys are going to be back? Who is going to continue with this team? Because the Dodgers, Andrew Friedman, Dodgers president of baseball operations, he's got some big decisions to make this offseason because they've won back-to-back titles. They have proven that, hey, the decisions that we made, the signings that we made, not all of them turned out to be great, but the roster that we put together has just won back-to-back titles. Most of the signings were good. Most of the trades worked out. So now the decision for them is, do we use that equity in the fan base, equity in the organization to maybe try to get younger, try to get some different players? Just because the truth is, whatever the Dodgers do, you're going to say, hey, what are we supposed to say? These guys clearly have proven they know what they're doing. So the big question for the Dodgers this offseason, Andrew Friedman, is, do we run this back? Do we give these guys the opportunity to try to win 3 in a row and be the first professional franchise to three-peat since that 2000 to 2002 Lakers team? Or do they say, hey, this is an opportunity to just completely shake up the roster? And Miguel Rojas told me, hey, we deserve a chance to three-peat. And it's tough to disagree with him because the veteran-laden roster, the experience that they had, I think that's the biggest reason why they won games 6 and 7. They know how to win series. They know how to execute in key situations. But are they all going to come back? Is half of them going to come back? Well, let's start with the first one that will not be back, and that is Clayton Edward Kershaw retiring after 18 seasons. I was in the scrum, his final scrum as a Dodgers player on the field at Dodger Stadium for the celebration, and he said that he's on the no plan. He said that he's for sure retired. This is not going to be a Brett Favre situation. If the Dodgers need pitchers, don't call Clayton Kershaw because he's not coming back. Okay, so if any of you Christians out there, my devout Christians, if any of you hope that Kershaw is coming back, it ain't happening. He said it himself. He's retiring. Why would you want to come back? I mean, his final pitch was a pitch that was pivotal. It was game 3, 12th inning, tie game. And he gets the ground out with the bases loaded. And it was a great moment for him because he did not, quote unquote, choke. He delivered in that situation. So his last pitch was one that helped the Dodgers win a World Series, and his last game will be winning a World Series. So he doesn't want to mess that up. Clayton Kershaw retiring. He's headed to Cooperstown one day, and he is just tied a bow on what's a first ballot Hall of Fame career. The dude's going to have a statue at Dodger Stadium. No one will wear 22 ever again. So he's a lock to not be back. That's one. 2, you got to say Kirby Yates. So one thing I've learned about Kirby Yates this year is the Dodgers absolutely love him as a teammate. He was one of the most popular guys in that Dodgers clubhouse. The unfortunate thing was they liked him a lot, but did he live up to the contract that he signed? He ended up signing a 1-year, $13 million deal after posting a 1.17 ERA with the Rangers. And he was supposed to be their postseason high leverage guy, one of their best relievers against right-handed hitters. Unfortunately, he dealt with injuries and he just wasn't effective. I mean, he was throwing that splitter, but it really was more like a batting practice fastball because he didn't have the feel for it. He did help this team with 41 1/3 innings, and he had those 3 IL stints that really hurt him, but like a 5.23 ERA. He's going to be 38 years old. It's not happening. Kirby Yates, we love the Kirby on your butt tattoo, holding the World Series trophy. Kike Hernandez said that Kirby Yates has said his whole career, if he ever wins a World Series, he was going to get that Kirby, the character from Smash Brothers, from Nintendo, from the video games. He was going to get that tattoo on his butt. He ended up doing that, and that's going to be his final Dodger moment. So no Kirby Yates, that's 2. Then 3, Justin Dean. So Justin Dean, another World Series hero from Game 6 with the arms up when the ball goes underneath the padding. Yesterday, Justin Dean was claimed by the Giants. He was outrighted off waivers by the San Francisco Giants on Thursday, and he's not going to be back in this organization. I mean, he does definitely play a very pivotal role. He was a late game defensive substitution at a time when Teoscar Hernandez was struggling defensively. You didn't trust it late in the game. And then also Tommy Edman dealing with the ankle injury. Anytime you could throw Dean in center and push Pages into the corner spots, that certainly was the move. And he will be a Dodgers World Series champion forever. He ended up playing in 13 of 17 games. But how about this? My man has more World Series rings than postseason at bats. He did not bat once for the Dodgers in the postseason. And I talked to him, and he said, you know what? I have no issue with that at all. None whatsoever. I am happy to be a part of this team and help them any way I can. He told me that just starting the year, the minors, and then winning World Series with the Dodgers, it's a dream come true. And he's been just on cloud 9 ever since. So he's happy about what happened with the Dodgers. He did say that he's been kind of hyper-focused on his routine as an outfielder. So, I mean, he's getting an opportunity to play. And look, the Dodgers gave him that opportunity. Think about that. I mean, yes, it's the hated ones, the San Francisco Giants, but I think if you're Justin Dean, you love the fact that the Dodgers kind of put you on and showcased you a little bit and hopefully gets an opportunity somewhere else. Because with Freddie Freeman at first base and Shohei Ohtani as the designated hitter, I mean, those two guys, they will probably block the path for this next guy we're going to talk about, Ryan Ward. So Ryan Ward is an interesting one. He was drafted by the Dodgers in the 8th round in 2019. He's been really productive throughout his entire major league career, his minor league career. A 132 weighted runs created plus, in 290, 36 home runs, 122 RBIs. I mean, this guy is productive. But the problem is, as I just mentioned, Freddie Freeman at first, Shohei Ohtani at DH, and they don't love his defense. So will they keep him at the minor league level, or will they look to trade him? That's another one to keep your eyes on, is will Ryan Ward really get that opportunity? And then the 5th Dodger, Tony Gonsolin, the Catman, his 9 lives with the Dodgers, they've ran out. And when the Catman was on the mound, he was good. He was effective. Unfortunately, he just couldn't stay healthy. And yesterday, it was announced the Dodgers had DFA'd Tony Gonsolin. That made room on the 40-man for Max Muncy's return. And you feel for Tony. I mean, he came back from Tommy John surgery. He made 7 starts in 2025, but then had to undergo another elbow surgery in August. And that included another major procedure where he went with the internal brace procedure and a flexor tendon repair. So at best, Tony Gonsolin, maybe he comes back in the last month of the 2026 season, and he has 5 years and 152 days of service time. So he's in line to make $5.4 million next season, but it was just never going to work out for the Dodgers just because of the health issues. I mean, he was an all-star in 2022. He went 60-1 with a 2.14 ERA and 24 starts. Then he pitched through an elbow injury through 2023, but unfortunately, the Catman just couldn't stay healthy. So he will not be back. Tony Gonsolin is gone. He will not be on the roster. Next guy, I'm sure Dodgers Nation is going to be very happy about this one. It's Michael Conforto. I saw a piece that predicted that Conforto would be back with the Dodgers, and I'm assuming that that was a Padres fan or a Giants fan that wrote that piece, because Michael Conforto will not be back. And on my other show, the nickname for him was Michael Conforto, just because of the struggles that he had. He signed a $17 million deal. He was a negative WAR player. He hit below 200. He was one of the worst defenders in the league. What do I always say, though? There's no such thing as a bad one-year deal. And I think the biggest contribution he made to the Dodgers was him playing allowed Kike Hernandez to be out as long as he was. And he held down that corner outfield spot to allow Kike to come back from that elbow injury. I mean, he had to get 4 injections to come back. Kike did. He thought that his season was going to be over. So got to give Michael Conforto. I mean, a lot of times when you think of innings eaters, you think of pitchers, but he really was like an innings eater as a position player for the Dodgers last season. And I will say there was a lot of talk about should they DFA him, and the organization just sticking with him, refusing to DFA him. But, I mean, he played in more games than Teoscar Hernandez. So, yeah, he will not be back. Michael Conforto, not back. The next guy, Michael Kopech. Michael Kopech was on the Mookie Betts podcast celebrating their World Series. He didn't really say a word just because there wasn't much for him to talk about. That's because he did not have the year that he was hoping to have. I spoke to Kopech during spring training, and he told me, look, getting sick in the offseason, having a slow progression to getting back in the mix definitely hurt. He also said that he would consider his chances of being a starter again. And a lot of guys say that because they're hoping to get a deal that views him as a starter, but he's going to be a reliever. And he was good for the Dodgers in 2024. Really, I mean, he was a pivotal part of that 2024 World Series. But this year, he only pitched 11 innings. He had multiple stints on the IL, had the knee injury, the knee surgery. And I think, too, the Dodgers bullpen, they're due for a refresh. They're due for a reset. So no Michael Kopech back for the Dodgers next season. And then you look at the rest of this roster, and it makes you wonder, On the trade side, who could be gone? I think you look at Tanner Scott. I think you look at Teoscar Hernandez. Both those guys will most likely be back. I think it'd be difficult to find a trade partner for Tanner Scott. And I think there is a world where he can help you next season. Teoscar would be the interesting one. Teoscar certainly would be the interesting one just because the way that his contract is laid out right now, you owe him $33 million through 2027 with a $6.5 million buyout. Could you trade Teo and pay down some of that money? He's a DH for another team. And then you bring in an outfielder, a Cody Bellinger, go crazy with Kyle Tucker. Do you Murakami? When to talk to Murakami, who's said to be posted, he played exactly one game as a corner outfielder. Do you consider that? Dalton Rushing, do you consider more play for him in the outfield? So that's another guy that you'll look at that, hey, maybe you consider making a move there. As far as Miguel Rojas, hey, he's a free agent. I think he's going to be back. I really do. Just because it's a veteran presence. He plays multiple positions on the infield that need guys that you need depth at, right? I mean, third base, Max Muncy's back. He's been injured. You can throw him at third base. You can throw him at shortstop, give Mookie Betts a day off. You can throw him at second base, where he was at when he threw out IKF, Isaiah Connor-Falefa, at the plate to save the game in the bottom of the ninth in Game 7. So there's that. I think, too, there's just so much to be said about him having that moment, hitting that home run, the best home run in Dodgers history as far as how it impacted a World Series. And let's also think long-term for Miguel Rojas. He wants to be the manager here one day. I think that his chances of being the Dodgers manager are increasingly higher now after that moment than they were before that. So you kind of think of the long-term play there. Positional versatility gives you a quality at-bat off the bench. I think he's going to be back. Kike Hernandez is an interesting one, though, because Kike hasn't said, at least yet, that he would only continue his career with the Dodgers. Miguel Rojas, he told me essentially that, right? He wants to consider the Dodgers as his retirement, right? He doesn't want to go anywhere else. Kike hasn't said that. Kike also said on Jimmy Kimmel, hey, if I'm here, we'll go three-peat. All good luck to three-peat. If I'm not, good luck too. So I think it's a little different. No one's ready to talk about it. No one's ready to have that conversation. But I do think that Kike Hernandez is more likely to be gone probably than Miguel Rojas, just because you could see a team say, you know what, we know the regular season numbers are what they are, where he's a below average hitter. But the postseason numbers, the postseason intangibles, if you're a team, let's say like the Phillies, the Red Sox, where he was at, teams that are on the fringes, look, the Blue Jays would love to have a guy like a Kike Hernandez, right? So I think ultimately he's too valuable to this group for so many different reasons. Like, does Freddie Freeman do the worm without Kike Hernandez here? Let's be honest. Like, is Roki Sasaki's confidence and Yamamoto's confidence? I mean, there was a story about Kike's conversation with Yamamoto before the World Series last year, before that postseason, and he just does a lot of things to help guys and help his teammates. So there's the intangibles. He's a fan favorite. He's great in the postseason. You want to go chase a three-peat. And I guarantee you that next year, if the Dodgers don't have Kike and they lose, that 80% of the fan base is going to say, why'd you let the Banana Man split? Why didn't you keep him in Dodger blue? So I'm kind of going against typically what I like to do when it comes to building a roster, right? Like, don't let the emotions play a role. Don't have this whole run it back thing, right? Always talk about not wanting to reheat those McDonald's French fries. They just don't taste the same. Don't reheat those nachos. They don't taste the same. But I think this is such a unique nucleus, and the chemistry is so unique with this team that I almost think you owe it to yourself to run it back with this group and see how the year starts. If some of those guys are slumping, I mean, well, what happened with Michael Conforto, right? You didn't hear about him in the postseason. Like, there's still moves to be made. in the offseason? I mean, do they go and consider a Stephen Kwan? Do you go and sign a Bo Bichette? There's a lot of moves that could possibly be made, but as far as the guys not being back, those are them. Let's run down the list of guys. Look, Smith back, Freddie back, Edman under contract, Mookie back, Muncy just picked up his club option, Conforto gone, Paz is interesting. I mean, he's a hero for making that catch. He's a guy that I don't think is untradeable, but he is a guy who probably will be back. Dalton Rushing is another guy. You raise his trade stock. Could you make a move for an outfielder, a shortstop, or a big name reliever? Dalton Rushing, I don't think is guaranteed to be back. So those are the names. Esther Ruiz too. I think he'll be gone. I think Ruiz will be gone. I don't think he'll be back. And that's kind of how the roster shapes up right now. But all right, we're going to switch gears. Lakers fans, this has been a big time surprise to start the year. This is a Lakers team no one was talking about. No one was talking about this Laker team as being a top 3 seed in the Western Conference, a team without LeBron James to start the year. The Lakers are 7-2. They're the 2 seed in the West behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're set to get LeBron James back. LeBron is nearing a return. The big question is, what does that mean for this team? Because I know that if LeBron comes back, it's going to raise the question if they don't keep winning games. Oh, is this LeBron's team? Is this Luka's team? Is this Reeves? Is Reeves the second best player on the Lakers? It's going to be a lot of interesting things when it comes to LeBron James coming back for the Lakers. And I think, look, the truth of the matter is, obviously, any team with LeBron is better than a team without LeBron. I mean, even at his age, where most players are well often retired on the rocking chair, even at 40, he turns 41 on December 30th. Even at this age, LeBron James is a top 10 player in this league. And this team has gone off to a great start. And I almost think that it's almost going to benefit them that they play without him, knowing that, hey, we have these specific roles. Marcus Smart, he's exactly the player the Lakers were hoping he would be so far. And then Luka Doncic playing at an MVP level. DeAndre Ayton has looked great. But LeBron, we know, can suck the oxygen out of the room. And he's going to command a lot of attention. But he is going to be back. And it's going to be pretty soon, because the latest is that he's been cleared for basketball activities and will be reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks. So on the court, I mean, Lakers 5-game winning streak. Things are looking up. You just beat the Spurs and Wemby. But LeBron, he is cleared for basketball activities. They reevaluate in 2 weeks. I think this version of LeBron has kind of gotten the message. And this is the first time in his career that he's not the number one guy on his team. The question is he going to embrace that? Or is he going to try to force the issue and say, no, I'm going to take that shot. I'm going to handle the ball in the clutch. I'm going to try to be the guy that I have been for most of my career. I get the sense that LeBron is content with his legacy, with the championships that he's won. He sees the writing on the wall with him and the Lakers. I don't think there's as much tension, but there has been some reports of some tension. We're going to bring in our guy, Noel. LeBron's going to be back. And you know that if they're not winning, if they're looking clunky, it's going to be a transition period. Because if you look at the net rating with LeBron, Reeves, and Luka, it's not good. And they have to figure this thing out. I mean, what do you think about LeBron returning, what this does to a team that's gone off to a great start?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the good thing about him missing the first part of the season. Of course, you want him as healthy as possible, but you're getting a really good sample size of what this team will look like this season when he's not playing, because of course he's been falling out to injuries the last few years. But also, I mean, when he eventually leaves the Lakers, it could be as soon as next year, it could be as soon as this trade deadline, if some blockbuster goes down. But I'm with you, D-Mac. I think that when you have LeBron James coming back, your team is going to get better. I think this team is already a lot different than what we saw last year going into the playoffs and what we saw even in that first round against the Minnesota Timberwolves. What I'm personally excited to see from LeBron is in that fourth quarter, he's going to come in, he's going to be rested. I don't think he's going to need to be playing as many minutes, handling the ball like he usually does. What he's wanted this entire second half of his career really is to have another point guard, someone that can handle the ball, take the pressure off of him. He doesn't have to be driving to the rim every time, finding shooters. You have Luka and you have Austin Reeves to do that. So I think it's only going to be a plus, but I am with you that if they start dropping some games and if their offense isn't looking as good, they're losing leads in the fourth quarter, the finger will be pointed at him from the fans.
Yeah, I think there's always going to be a story in Lakerland, but I think that it's going to be obvious when we see them play together if he's a good fit. And the thing is, yes, you heard everyone say, oh, all high basketball IQ guys. That doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. Like all superstars have ability like that. That doesn't mean that how they perform fits with each other. The truth is, Luke is better with the ball in his hands. The truth is, LeBron is better with the ball in his hands. Austin Reeves better with the ball in his hands. And I'm not here saying like crazy stuff like, oh, I want LeBron running that second unit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But I think from a mindset standpoint, it has to be, I'm coming back to play a role on Luka's team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, is that disrespectful? Because it feels like it kind of is.
I mean, I just think when you take into account LeBron's greatness and how amazing he's still been in these latter years of his career, of course, it sounds really weird, but I don't know. Like he hasn't done media for a while since I think a media day. So like you really haven't even gotten that initial like, yo, like, how are you feeling? First full year with Luka. What are the adjustments going to be like? Are you going to be giving him the ball in clutch moments? Part of me feels like like I told you, I think he wants to have that guy that he could just defer to. He doesn't have to do everything, but he still wants to be a prominent player on a championship team.
That's the thing too. And look, I'm not gonna do this, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Okay. I hope LeBron was watching the Dodgers in the World Series.
Absolutely.
And saw kind of how Clayton Kershaw went out. Because obviously LeBron's still a top 10 player. Clayton Kershaw's not a top 10 pitcher, but there was that passing of the torch from Kersh to Shohei, right? And I think it was kind of enforced onto LeBron in a way, but if he doesn't embrace it, it's going to get ugly. Like it really is going to be dysfunctional. And I've been noticing too, like, you ever see like when Luka grabs those boards and he's kind of looking off to like outlet it, but there's no one there? I almost think that like Luka's like processing what it's going to be like when LeBron's back, because like it could be a lot of fun. Like it should just be fun. Like LeBron should see everything as bonus in his career, right? Yeah. He should, like, the Jordan thing. Here's the thing too, like, is the Jordan thing gone? I mean, I think most people, I'm not going to bring up the tired Jordan versus LeBron debate, but I think the skinny on that is LeBron fans that already have him as their GOAT, nothing will change their opinion.
Exactly.
And then MJ fans now, MJ truthers and MJ GOAT people are going to say, if LeBron James wins the title, but he's not the best player on that team, does he get full credit for my six? Yeah, right? Exactly. I mean, that's kind of like where he's at with that, right?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I mean, just like that debate is a whole nother thing in itself. I think most of the groundwork is already there. If LeBron somehow pulled off 2 straight championships with the Lakers in the next 2 years, of course, that makes things like that'll take a whole nother turn. But I do think that both sides have their arguments pretty set. I just think him playing with Luka will be a lot of fun if they do it right. We saw flashes of it last year. Both of them really throwing touchdown passes to each other. In the half court, it wasn't always the prettiest, but they did have some fun moments. And I just think with this new roster, it's going to be good. Jake LaRavia in the corner, Marcus Smart picking up on defense, DeAndre Ayton outplaying some centers the past couple of games that we didn't think he necessarily would. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I mean, I look forward to it. I think he can come back as soon as November 18th. So these next 5 road games, this road trip is going to be interesting to see if the Lakers could hold flat. But I mean, I was initially hoping they would go 9-6 while he was out, so they're on track.
Oh yeah, the expectations have been shattered. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's what makes you feel really great about this. Is like you mentioned, come back on the 18th. Like LeBron could come back and be a Swiss Army knife guy into this offense that's the best team in the West record-wise. Like that's what he could be coming back to. And look, the whole Clayton Kershaw thing, I'm just saying that, like, Kersh, hey, you need someone to be your 5th starter and eat innings? I'm your guy, no problem. You need me to come into a playoff game and I can be the mop-up guy and we want to punt a game, I can do that. I think that the comparison, the Kersh and LeBron thing is just, hey, embracing whatever you need from me. And I think that LeBron will gain respect from some of his haters. I think he could get his flowers from that. But I will say, though, I do think like there's a lot of Lakers fans out there that are LeBron haters, right? this dude was second team All NBA last year. I mean, let's not forget, like second team All NBA last year. I don't think that LeBron is chasing Jordan with this final title if he gets it. I think he's chasing Tom Brady. And the reason I say that is give me a title after 40 by any means necessary. Like Tom Brady was out there. I need to be MVP. I need to be this. I just want to hoist that trophy one more time. If it means I'm the second best player, whatever it may be, I just want to be able to go out as a champion. So look, I look, what do you think is fair expectation? I'm looking at the numbers. I'm thinking 25, 7-7. Imagine adding that to your team. Like
that would be incredible. And that, like the Western Conference right now, it's OKC and everybody else really. So really right now, Lakers are in that second seed. A lot of other teams that we thought were going to be above the Lakers are underperforming. So LeBron coming in, playing really efficient basketball, not having to play 38 minutes every night, that's going to be massive. Like I said, I think the third quarter is one of the most important quarters in basketball, but I think if you can give them a rest in those last 4 to 5 minutes and have them really fresh coming into the fourth quarter every single game, that's going to be money for the Lakers, Doug.
No, I think that you hit on the nail. Like that's the most important thing for LeBron because we've seen him have these great games even in the latter stages of his prime. But it's the final 3 minutes where he just starts settling for three. He's just jacking up shot there. You know, it's LeBrick and this and that. And he's not forcing the issue going downhill. And if he's going to have more left in the tank because of Luka and Austin Reeves and just a depth-filled roster, like you're going to see a more efficient LeBron and LeBron that is going to be able to close games. So, I mean, this is like really exciting for me. It really is.
Yeah,
like,
and look, you brought up like the Kershaw comparisons, like something I was just thinking about after hearing DeAndre Ayton's post-game comments saying how when he saw the Dodgers walk in, he was like a little motivated seeing them with their trophies. And he even said he was a little nervous. Like I feel like some part of LeBron has to see, you know, Shohei coming in, winning 2 straight with the Dodgers and thinking like, you know, yeah, I got one for the city in the bubble, but I still got to bring this. Imagine if he brings LA a parade. That would change a lot. Of course, like we said, this is Luka's team, but LeBron coming in and being a LeBron James that's older but still masterful would be incredible.
Look, here's the counter to that, right? Kobe gets credit for the Shaq titles too, right?
Exactly.
And no one's saying that Shaq didn't win those finals MVP. So if LeBron is a clear-cut 1A, 1B, or 1-2 to a title-winning team, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. That's the thing. That's why he was robbed of 2020 because you didn't see him address a crowd with hundreds of thousands of people. You didn't see him jumping on a scorer's table in front of a sold-out crypto, right? So it's those moments that, like no one's discrediting the validity of the bubble title, but it just didn't resonate as much because you're not experiencing it like you would a typical title. So I agree with you. Like look, here's the thing. Like that, you bring up a good point because right now the thing that is talked about from LeBron mostly these days is my man's like tweeting about Hennessy. Like we need more from LeBron than tweeting about Hennessy. Like, we need to see him on the court again doing LeBron James things. And that brings me to Rob Pelinka. How many people out there need to sign their apologize to Rob Pelinka form? Because he took a lot of heat for the last couple of years, not making very many moves. And then all of a sudden, Nico Harrison, who, like I always said, should win the GM of the year for another team, giving Luka Doncic to the Lakers. But that wasn't going to be enough. And what we've seen so far is a roster that is the best roster we've seen since that championship season. As far as the overall depth, you start with guys like Jake LaRavia at $6 million. Marcus Smart, he agreed to a buyout with the Washington Wizards in late July. The Lakers added him on a 2-year, $10.5 million deal with that biannual exception. He's been great, other than almost blowing it against the Spurs.
Oh, that was stressful.
What is he doing, man? That was Marcus Dumb, not Marcus Smart. He scared the crap out of me with that.
Even it's funny because I'm not a big fan of when players already do that when they throw the ball with just a couple seconds left because they know when the ball hits the clock. So I'm just scared that somehow Wemby's going to grab it with one arm and Kareem half court. But yeah, he took responsibility afterwards. He was saying as a 12-year vet, that's unacceptable. But it was
I love the way that he was handling it in the game when he put the towel over his head.
Yeah,
he was almost saying guys, I know I effed up. Yeah. Just give me I know I effed up. I agree with you. It's not like he downplayed after the fact. So I totally agree with that. But I mean, you look at kind of the rest of this roster, right? And DeAndre Ayton. I mean, what's the nickname now? Dominating.
Yeah,
like
he's bringing it back. That was his old nickname, but he said he wanted to bring it back.
And think about this. Like they were going to rely, think about like how this roster has changed. They were going to rely on Jackson Hayes, Alex Len, and Maxi Kleber to be those bigs, right? And you get someone like DeAndre Ayton, who is out there just completely changing the narrative on him. And hey, I mean, the hair, I don't like the brown. What's up with the blonde hair though?
All right.
Like, is there a story behind that?
You're not gonna like why I don't like the hair. It reminds me of Westbrook's introductory press conference with the
Dude,
Lakers.
that's so crazy. It's identical.
Yeah,
like I don't even know what color that is, but I don't care if you go full Dennis Rodman.
He's hooping.
Yeah, he's hooping, man. I mean, on the year, you're getting 17.5 points per game, 8.4 boards, but it's the efficiency. 65.7% from the field. I think that he'd be great with LeBron. I mean, you could do some AD actions, but not to that extent.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing him like staggering minutes with Luka and Aiden, LeBron and Aiden, like they have so much depth, they can do those types of things with this group. So it's going to be exciting to see them back. And then you look at the rest of the roster. Aiden's been great. LaRavia has been a breakout player, hitting 42.3% from beyond the arc. I mean, you look at, he had a 27.8 rebound game against the Wolves, man. Like, did you see that from LaRavia? I'm not going to lie. Like, I was hoping for like a 4-3 game, and maybe hit the high teens, but early on, you got a 26.8 rebound, 4 steals, 3 assists game in the win over the Heat. Like, Jake LaRavia, like he's doing it.
Yeah, like he's one of those guys that I think initially when you see the signing from Shams in the offseason, you're like, really, this is how we're starting off the offseason? But I was looking at some of his tape with the Kings, and what stood out to me, of course, was obviously shooting form. He's a natural shooter, but just his defense, being able to pick guards of all height from, full court going up against them. And I mean, he plays the game well. He fits in with multiple guards, multiple different players on the court. He's a guy you could slot into any team. So I thought his offense was going to come in strong, and I'm really happy with how he's been playing so far. It looks like he's especially loving playing with Reeves and Luka too.
That's the big thing. I mean, I think the only fumble I would say for Rob was DFS.
Yeah, DFS would have been great to keep. The only thing is, like, as time went on, he hasn't even played for the Rockets yet. He's still dealing with the injury. Yeah. And then he's only getting older, but I just think on the Luka ends, I would have kept him.
And also, why'd you give Hayes a pay bump? Like, why are you giving that dude a raise? Like, no, Hayes raised, I don't know about that.
Pelinka, he dodged the bullet because Walker Kessler's out for the whole year. And now that was a guy that they were looking at for a while.
Yeah, and that happens like early in the season, right? It's like, you always wonder, they actually got injured on my team, but you just kind of never know. It's like a little bit of a butterfly effect. But honestly, salute to Rob Pelinka. Salute, as our friend Darvin Ham would say, right? Salute to Rob Pelinka, because given the constraints, given the limitations that he had as far as assets to work with, like we're talking executive of the year level stuff from Pelinka. So you'll love to see that. So yeah, we're obviously going to talk Lakers all day, every day here on the LA Sports Report. And it's good time to be an LA Sports fan. Okay, let's go. We'll work our way back. Let's react to this top 10 athletes that we saw. You want to jump to that, Rob? All right. So we got the top 10 LA athletes. And this was the one that you saw last year on Fox. And we're going to try to update that because, first of all, we were talking about this before the show. The Luka picture that they used, it looks like there's like a fat filter on it. Like he's wearing it looks like he's Luka wearing a fat suit. It looks like a before picture. But their list has James Harden at 10, Puka Nacua at 9, Freddie Freeman at 8, Justin Herbert at 7, Matthew Stafford at 6, Mookie Betts at 5, Mike Trout at 4, Luka Doncic at 3, LeBron James at 2, and Shohei Ohtani at 1. So that was the last list that they had. And I think when you look at that list, first of all, there's no arguing about who's number one. It 100% is Shohei Ohtani. He's the top athlete in LA. I think he really goes down as, honestly, he might go down as the all-time greatest LA athlete. The guy, I said a couple of weeks ago, after he had the 3 home run game, 6 scoreless innings, and the NLCS Game 4 clincher against the Brewers, who had 10 strikeouts. He's not even on LA's Mount Rushmore anymore. He's the Lincoln Monument. Like, he's his own thing that I don't even know can be compared to other guys. Like, he's like that, because all the other guys, will they be all-time greats? Will they be the GOAT? That's the question. But here's, I think, a more updated list. 1, Shohei Ohtani. 2, jumps all the way up to 2. You got to say Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic passes LeBron James. As just far as LA athletes right now. I mean, like, I think that he's the best player on the Lakers, and he is in or entering his prime. I think he's in his prime, but I don't think he's peaked as a prime. I think LeBron globally is 100% a bigger star than Luka Doncic. There's no doubt about that. LeBron James is going to go down as a better player than Luka Doncic, because really, you can make the case LeBron is the GOAT. But as far as right here, right now, there's just something new. There's something fresh about Luka. And I love how he's embraced the Hollywood lifestyle, right? You see the revenge bond Luka. He's got himself in shape. He looks awesome on the court. So it's a quick flip-flop. I got Luka 2. 3, I think you got LeBron James. I think LeBron's still firmly at 3. I don't think that there's much of a debate about that. I mean, who would you put ahead of LeBron, right? It's not going to be Matthew Stafford or Puka Nacua. It's not going to be Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman. James Harden. What do we even consider him, really? So I probably would not have him on that list. But 4 is where the debate gets interesting. 4, it's Mookie, Puka, Freddie Freeman, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford. You guys are going to think I'm a homer for this one, but because he's having an MVP level season, I'm going to actually say Matthew Stafford at number 4. And he doesn't have like the sizzle, right? He doesn't have that, like, that, he doesn't attract a lot of attention like some of these other guys, but I think Stafford's 4. And I think 5, you go Freddie Freeman. I think Freddie Freeman at 5, walk-offs in back-to-back World Series, only got to ever hit multiple walk-offs in the World Series. There's something about his personality, the big smile, those veneers that are just massive, looks like Stanley Ipkiss from The Mask. I feel good about putting 5 at 5. And then 6, there's another one I'm flipping here. 6, I'm putting Puka Nacua ahead of Mookie Betts. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but Mookie, I think, has had his peak as an LA athlete, which is a very high peak. But Puka, I mean, he's a guy who could be an MVP as a receiver had he not gotten injured. So I got Puka at 6. Then I got Mookie, Justin Herbert, James Harden, and then you know what? There you got Kopitar for the Kings. He's retiring this year. You've got, I mean, do we consider Kawhi anymore?
I was going to say, would you put Harden over Kawhi?
Just because I think he's just, I mean, I don't think that the best version of Kawhi is better than the best version of James Harden.
Bigger personality.
Harden's got the beard.
Yeah.
He's got the bigger following.
That's true. Just like a bigger, like, social, like, an icon too over Kawhi.
I'm just kind of fighting for dudes to put the 10 spot, really. You know what I mean? Like, I do think that you could easily make a case for that. I think the one I was going to throw on there is this. Dude, like, how do you not put Yamamoto on there?
I was going to say Yamamoto is probably top 10 after this World Series.
I think you probably bump Harden. Yeah. Well, let's see. Like, how good of a year is Harden having so far?
I think he missed the first couple games.
Yeah.
And
23, 5 and 8. I don't know about that. I think star power, you know, he just does, you know, here's the thing. Like, when I think of like LA athlete, like, I don't think of James Harden.
No,
like,
you think Houston automatically.
You think of Houston, like, I mean, he just came here too late in his career.
Yeah.
So let's bump James Harden off that list.
He's from LA though, right? Like,
yeah, he's from LA. Yeah, he's from LA. He went to Arizona State. Kawhi's averaging 24, 3, 5, and 3 on 50.5 shooting, 50.5% shooting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, you do feel good about that? I mean, I think
I would definitely, like, you got to put Yamamoto in there after this World Series.
How about, yeah, I mean, are we missing anyone? Like LAFC stars? Kopitar, I think Kempe is like the best player for the Kings.
Kempe. Somebody said Cameron Brink in the chat.
Cameron Brink. Oh, so Buddy's in the chat. What's up, Buddy? No, Cameron Brink is interesting.
Yeah.
Or how about Son? You know,
What about, Kelsey Plum?
Kelsey Plum.
Kelsey Plum might be up there.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, like Kelsey Plum's pretty interesting. How about Sun Heung Min? You know, the dude from LAFC?
Yeah.
He has a pretty big international following. But I just think, and then Justin Herbert's for sure on that list. There's no doubt about it for Justin Herbert. So I do think it's a pretty clear cut. I know we're kind of like hardcore microanalyze this, but for this means something to me.
It does.
It really does. So let's do the ultimate list, okay? Shohei 1, Luka 2, LeBron 3, Stafford 4. I mean, Stafford is MVP, Hall of Famer. Won a Super Bowl here. Like, I think Stafford, he did the thing that LeBron James did in a way. You come here a little later, but you still win a title. And that's what James Harden and Kawhi Leonard would have needed to do to get up on this list.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we got Shohei 1, Shohei 1, Luka 2, LeBron 3, Stafford 4. Stafford 4, Freddie Freeman 5. I feel really good about Freddie Freeman at 5. Just the World Series heroics, big personality from SoCal. I like that. 6, I got, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna flip flop these. I'm gonna put Justin Herbert 6 because he's a quarterback and he's dating Madison Beer. Like literally, that's why. Because that just kind of raised your star level. So I'll put Justin Herbert at 6, Puka at 7. And then we got 3 more to go. We've got Mookie at 8. Then Yamamoto at 9. And then 10. I think 10 you got to go. I think so. That 10 spot is for. Let's give it to Cameron Brink.
yeah.
Yeah, why not? No, that's no. We'll go Kawhi. We'll go Kawhi.
Why?
He's still kind of the face of the Clippers.
Yeah.
He's got the all the weird thing with the controversy. But that's the list, right? I think Anze Kopitar should be considered up there too. He's still really good for the Kings. So you know what? Yeah, that's the list right there. All right, guys. Here's BC's. BC's got Ohtani, LeBron, Luka, Freddie, Stafford, Puka, Yamamoto, Justin Herbert, Sun Heung Min, and Mookie. Yeah, I mean, Sun Heung Min, hope I'm not like totally butchering that, by the way. I actually saw him play in Europe. I saw Manchester United and Tottenham. The Hotspurs. Go you Spurs. I don't know, Robert, let's get your opinion. What do you feel good about my list? Or are you kind of...
No, yeah. I mean, I think that's a solid list. I mean, I really... I don't know soccer like that, so I can't put homie.
I feel like you still had LeBron 2 ahead of Luka, though.
I would just put for the legacy of it all. I mean, just in terms of like championships, rings. But I mean, that being said, though, you're right, though. Puka is like definitely a top 5 athlete. He doesn't have a ring, so there's definitely some of them. I would probably still find a place for Harden as like a 9 or 10 spot, but that's just me.
It's not about Harden, right? I mean, there is something about the dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's some star power there. We'll update these rankings though. I think the biggest standout is the jump of Luka over LeBron and Yoshinobu Yamamoto making his way on that list. Like we need to not think of him just as like a Japanese pitcher on the Dodgers, right? Think of him as an LA athlete because that's what he is. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. We're doing live breakdowns, giveaways, Lakers, Rams, USC, UCLA, everything LA sports related you're going to find over here. Interviews, merch. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you join the movement. Love us before everyone does. All right, guys, enjoy your... someone said Herbert out, Harden out. See, people care about this list, right? Replace them with Kopitar and Cameron Brink.
Yeah, Chad was going crazy with the list, not going to lie.
Man, we got the list up. We got to do the top 10. We'll do this again on Monday. But all right, guys, thanks again for joining us here on the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at @dback_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit that like button,